This is a can of poison. This is genocidal poison. What I have here is simply a can of water with an extremely high level, it's an extremely high dose of a poison known as high fructose corn syrup. And it also has a few other ingredients, including caffeine, that has absolutely zero, there's nothing in here that's beneficial to the human body. In fact, what this is a dose of a poison which is genocidal, and it's being given by people who are committing genocide against our people. I want to know what kind of a genocidal maniac would knowingly give a child this poison. What kind of person would knowingly dose their own child with poison? I wonder how many people who buy this actually are aware that they're poisoning themselves. It's extremely irresponsible. So the engineers of the genocide against humanity, the people who go to the store and buy this and poison their own children and themselves with this, the way it works is we pay them to exterminate us. So we finance the extermination of our own people by going to the store and paying money so that we can get this can that's full of a poison dose that destroys the minds and the bodies of our population gradually, which is intentional. So when you go to the store and buy this and then you give it to people and you drink it yourself, you're part of the system of genocide that's been put into place to destroy the population of America. And same goes with all the stores and all the people who are involved. You're just part of this system that is slowly poisoning the people. The people are mentally and physically being poisoned, and these people are going to say, "Oh, well, I drank a Pepsi and I didn't fall over dead." Oh, well, yeah, of course. If that happened, someone might complain about it. But all you need to do is read the ingredients, type in high fructose corn syrup, and you'll find that no sane person who had their own survival in mind would ever drink this. So what kind of a country allows its own children, literally poisons their own children intentionally? What kind of a country would do that? Anybody who wants to survive has to recognize that we're a population that's under attack, genocidal, chemical attack, and this is weaponized food right here. This is weaponization of the food supply intentionally by the government of this country to compromise the physical, mental well-being of its own population. The genocide has two parts to it. It all comes down to two things: control of the population and reduction of the population. To reduce the numbers of the population and to control the people who are still alive. And that means to break down their health mentally and physically. And that's why You see all this stuff on the news about Obama's health care and people going crazy, and this health care is genocidal, and people are readily talking about the fact that it's purely a genocidal system designed to kill, designed to end people's lives. That's why they want you to drink their poisons that they push on you, so that you'll get sick and you'll have to go into their healthcare system. And then, before you die, they can take all your money. And then once you're dead, they can occupy the space that you occupied before you were dead. So it's pure enslavement of the population, and then extermination of excess numbers. We don't even need a healthcare system. It just shows you what these poisons, these things, have done to our population. That we're a sickly population, mentally and physically challenged. We have mushy, soft bodies and brains that don't work right. And that's why we shouldn't even need a healthcare system. That shouldn't even be a problem. You know, you shouldn't need to have a healthcare system. But because our population is so sickened, we're a sickened population, mentally and physically sick, and we were made that way. We were forced. They made us sick. See, now they can control you. Once they have you sick, then they can force you into their healthcare system. But don't take my word for it. Find out for yourself. Find out for yourself. You have no excuse. If you are feeding this to your family, you are facilitating their demise, their gradual physical and mental destruction over a period of time. It would be too obvious if this was just like cyanide, like you take a sip and you fall over dead. Then people would react to it. But you're under attack. You're under genocidal attack. This is just one source. This is just one source. You have to be vigilant all the time. You have to check out everything that goes into your family's body now. That's what we're under. I already covered the fact that they're going to try to control the food production system and poison. Make sure that poisons go into our food supply, and they're going to turn organic farmers into criminals. It sounds crazy, but it's happening. Look it up yourself. Look up GMOs, Monsanto, fluoride, aspartame. Look up all the poisons that you're feeding your family. You have no excuse. And then realize that you're under attack. And the food, the water supply are just two vehicles to make sure that these things enter the system and they enter the bodies of people. And the weapon. This is the weaponization of food. This is the weaponization of the food supply. The next step is the weaponization of space, which is also happening. And it's time for people, like the people who got up and raised hell about the Obama's healthcare system. It's time to raise hell and say, we're not going to let you poison our families. And we're not going to help you by feeding our own children your poisons that you push on us.